Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Wednesday, October 12th. Over the next few days, we are not expecting any significant impacts to fire potential, just warmer and drier conditions continuing across the Great Basin with temperatures above normal. Over the last 24 hours, we've seen no lightning or precipitation in the Great Basin, and Great Basin fire activity has been light with only a couple new fires reported across the region, and Great Basin did drop to PL1 this morning. Over the last 7 to 14 days, we've seen dry conditions over the northern half of the Great Basin and only some moisture in the far south. ERCs have responded to this warm and dry weather we've seen recently and have been on the upward trend and are approaching maximums for the time of year, although given the time of year, even those maximums are still relatively low fire danger. But again, ERCs well above normal, near record highs for the time of year over parts of the northern half of the Great Basin. The satellite loop from this morning shows the strong ridge of high pressure building along the west coast, which will dominate the weather across the Great Basin through this week, giving us warmer conditions. Most later today, again, the dry weather continues to push into the Great Basin with generally low fire potential, although we will continue to see some drying over parts of Nevada into Idaho and northern Utah over the next several days. Relative humidity today will drop into the teens across much of Nevada into southern and eastern Utah, and above 20% further north. Winds today will still be breezy over parts of Wyoming with northwest winds as an area of low pressure exits to our east. However, not quite as windy as what we saw yesterday, and still some overall moderate winds over parts of Idaho into central and northern Utah. As we move into Thursday, the ridge pushes further eastward, so continued drying again over parts of Idaho into northern and western Nevada, and lighter winds are expected. Winds will generally drop to light region-wide. We could have some breezy winds at times along the Sierra Front or into western Utah, but generally wind gusts below 25 miles per hour. Relative humidity will remain in the teens again across Nevada and much of Utah, and will be dropping to the upper teens or around 20% further north up into parts of Idaho. On Friday, the ridge remains in place for that warm and dry weather to continue, and relative humidity very similar in the teens to low 20s with generally light winds. No forecast precipitation is expected over the next few days. However, conditions will change as we head into the weekend. We do have an area of low pressure moving into Southern California. This will push some moisture into Arizona by Saturday, and by Saturday night or Sunday, this moisture will move north into parts of the Arizona Strip and parts of southern Utah. So we are expecting a return of showers and thunderstorms in parts of the southern areas of the Great Basin. However, warmer and drier conditions will continue over northern and western areas. Similar conditions on Monday, but that moisture might push a little bit further north into central Utah and into parts of southern and eastern Nevada. And then by Tuesday and Wednesday next week, we could actually see some moisture with another area of low pressure possibly develop and move north into parts of western and northern Nevada. But this is still fairly low confidence going into next week with any moisture further north. 7-day total precipitation, much of that precipitation will be located across the southwest into far southern areas of the Great Basin, going into later this weekend into early next week. And the 8 to 14-day outlook, taking us from October 19th through the 25th, shows still warm temperatures, but we are expecting precipitation to increase, even over northern and western areas of the Great Basin as we head into mid to late October. That concludes our webcast for today. We will be transitioning into an off-season format through this week and into next week, and we will update you all on the schedule. So this possibly will be our last fire potential briefing, but we will be transitioning into smoke forecasts. Have a great day.